Dave Daly right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. Dave,
Yes.
it is a somber day here at the Muskegon Channel.
No, what happened?
Well, we say goodbye to our one and only Colton Woods today. He has completed his education.
Mhm.
He's on his way to some TV station in Indiana. Where's Notre Dame? What city is that in?
That's South Bend.
Yeah, that's where he's going. And I, for one, am feeling pretty good that we were able to pay some kid through college to make the mistakes we made when he was his age and
Mhm.
weren't getting
And we
paid
didn't
for
get
anything.
paid for it. Yeah, exactly.
And he how it all came together, man. You know, I in the middle of the pandemic, Cindy is still teaching and they have a drive-through graduation diploma ceremony.
Yeah.
And I say to her, I said, "Is there anybody there to tape this thing?" I don't know. So I shoot the principal of high school a note. So what's
Mhm.
going on? No, we didn't think of that. Get in the car. Let's go. So I throw the camera and the tripod in the car and literally just stood there and taped people driving by picking
Mhm.
up their diploma. The next day, I get the video around. I get it out, and this Colton Woods weather forecast likes it. The hell's that? So I looked into it. This kid's just graduating high school. He's been doing amateur
Mhm.
weather in his backyard since he was 5.
Mhm.
On and on. This kid is me, except I was playing Kiss records and he was doing
Right.
weather, right? Dude, you want to give it a shot? All you need is a webcam and some graphics, and let's do this thing. And we tease him from time to time about taking a
Yeah,
day
'cause
off or being a
right.
lightweight, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's just
It's
what
what we
happens.
call hazing. It's
Hey,
your
little
initiation.
hazing
Yeah,
and
a little
yeah,
hazing's
toughen up.
okay.
It's all
Take
right.
him
We're
out
not
to a cornfield, strip him down,
none of
throw some
that.
peanut butter on him, and then release the hounds.
Is that how it was for you?
Well. I never did the fraternity thing. I had friends who the key is in college, and this is my advice to all the young people who choose to waste a lot of money on a degree that will get you probably nowhere. But the entertainment value you cannot put a price tag on. And some of
Right.
those parties, I'm just going to say they were, yeah, those will be etched in memory
Yes.
forever. And I didn't have to pay to join. I just ended up, hey, I'm friends with this guy, so I get to come hang out.
That's nice.
There you go.
But anyway,
Good times.
he's graduated. He's right onto a TV job. Didn't even have to blink an eye. Out the door of
Mm,
college, in the door at a TV station. And to think that our little website helped that along.
mhm.
And yeah,
That's
I'm
good.
happy.
See,
Yeah, I'm happy.
helping out the young people,
Well, it's important.
getting them started on their journey to, whatever. And
I know. But you know what?
I don't know where this thing's going. Who the hell
He
knows?
he's gonna have
Your
a good
guess is as good
career.
as
And
mine.
if
He'll be
TV
fine.
burns out on him, he can go to work for the National Weather Service.
Yeah,
He
there
could
are a
do
lot
what
of
we do in
options.
multiple markets if he wants. He could set up a
Hmm.
green screen in his house and be independent if he burns out on working for broadcast.
Yeah,
And
it's
literally, we can let's just say that 5-10 years down the line, he decides he's just sick of working for TV stations.
mhm.
We can literally put him to work doing anything he wants, anywhere he wants. It's that cool. So I'm happy for the kid. You'll see his final forecast, and I'm going to tell you
Mm,
what. At the end of the show, when his final forecast comes up, you're going to hear him choke up a little bit.
mm.
Um,
Well, it's cool because not a lot of kids. I mean, some do take the initiative, and that's what
Initiative,
he did, and that's a huge thing.
nose to the
That's a
grindstone.
huge thing. Yeah, being
Sunday
willing.
to Thursday, every
Yes.
day, get that weather done and get it in here. And with
Yeah.
few exceptions, he's been perfect.
Hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah, and that's good. And
Well,
those are the people you want to hire. Those are the people that are becoming. It's sad to say it. They're becoming fewer and farther between.
well, not Colton.
So good for Colton, and
Good
it's
on
it's
him.
been a pleasure.
We wish
There
you
you
the
go.
best, and
Absolutely.
sorry we didn't get your liver where it's going to need to be for the broadcast
Yeah, yeah,
industry.
you're gonna, yeah,
Yeah, you'll find out soon enough.
yeah, you'll enjoy South Bend. All right.
Can you imagine that?
I'm kind of envious. Honestly, I'm a
Getting
little
out of
envious.
college and going right to a college
Oh
town.
man, dude.
Oh,
Oh man, I did that. I was in my mid-20s doing radio, doing nights. I'm 25 years old. We got a swimming pool at the radio station. It's, middle of June. I can play Frampton, jump in, take a dip, come back out.
wow.
It's good times, man.
I was on the 13th floor of a building. I could
Yeah, you
jump
couldn't.
in, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah, there's
probably
no.
should have.
Yeah, just to sober up.
I wouldn't have jumped in a pool. I'd have
Did we
jumped out
talk
the
about
window.
that? Because I only tried doing that a couple of times. I think we've touched on this before, where you thought you'd be more creative and more fun, more entertaining if you had a little bit of a buzz on going
Never,
into.
never.
You never,
No.
you
I'll tell
never.
you what.
All your,
Never
go
once.
ahead.
I hated it. The one time I thought I would have a beer in the studio. It was some big Halloween party or some crap. It was that one summer I worked 6 to 10 in LAV, and everybody was across the street at the Bob getting some big ass party going. And I thought, I don't want to get over there and run into all these drunks without getting a start. So I had a beer and I poured it into a cup. I was so scared. I tipped the freaking cup over. It got everywhere.
God.
I mean,
Jesus.
it got into the CD carts that, remember when you had to put the CD
Oh,
in the
yeah.
little case?
Right.
And yeah,
Mhm.
so it got into those. It got into the cracks and crevices of everything.
Only you.
Oh my God, terrified. Now on the other side of the coin, when I got done with an air shift, I could have 3 beers gone before I was out the building.
Oh yeah.
One down the hall,
100%.
one down the elevator, and one out the back
There
door.
you go.
And the first 3 beer cans were thrown out in the alley right behind the radio station.
I still remember one. It was, oh God, this was my second boss. His name was Ray over at RKR in Kalamazoo. We were at some festival, some summer festival, and he literally just got hired. So I just met him, and I was doing a remote from one of the festivals, and he kept handing me beer.
Yeah.
On it, and I drove the station truck, and we were giving away like a Dodge Charger, that big, class, it was one of those big. It was your big summer giveaway, and I had that on the back. I was driving the trailer. It had a van with questionable brakes,
right,
and a like 1968 Dodge Charger on the back. And by the time after a 2-hour broadcast, I was half a dozen Bud Lights in. And I managed to maintain on air, and he was, and somebody was like, I tell Ray, dude, I can't drive this thing back. So one of the interns drove me back. And then I had to do an air shift that night because I had to fill in for somebody because because our weekend overnight chick who I believe also was a waitress at one of the local gentlemen's clubs in the area. She had like a meltdown or something. So I was like, okay, I'll fill in. So I was dealing with that like the whole
come to find out
time too. So,
to find out she just had crabs. I had a few complaints. They were getting in their eyebrows. Could you clean yourself up a little bit and come back to it? All right. I'll tell you this though, is if we're going to talk about impaired travel. I went to the State Theater in Kalamazoo one time. It was a
great venue too.
Great venue, right?
That is awesome.
It was a big metal thing. Sepultura was the headliner. If you remember back to the 90s.
Vaguely recall it. Yeah, okay.
So loud metal band from Brazil. They had like 5 bands on this thing. Fear Factory was there, who were some pretty good friends. So it's like, oh, let's go to that. I was not driving. I'm going to leave it at that before I even go further. But the Sepultura boys were having their little meet and greet after the show downstairs at the Kalamazoo State Theater. And it's been 22 years for me sober, so to
Hmm.
talk about some of the past experiences is not out of my wheelhouse.
No.
But let me tell you this: the weed from Brazil that Sepultura had around, dude. I didn't, and I'm gonna stand on my record because
That's yeah.
I
That's
never
South
really got
American
drunk
shit.
around listeners or anything like that because I had a job to do, right?
Hmm.
A bar party once in a while, okay.
Yeah.
But if I had listeners to take backstage and all that other stuff, I was dutiful and I didn't diverge from that. Just being in the room with those dudes from
Oh God.
Sepultura and their weed, holy mother of God. All the way home
Good
from
Lord.
Kalamazoo, I kept looking at Steve Branson going, "Are you awake? Are you awake?" I was just paranoid beyond belief. I'm like, dude, your eyes are closing. Your eyes are closing. Your eyes are closing.
Oh man.
Woo!
Uh,
It was
that's
an
funny.
eventful ride home from Kalamazoo, man. Oh,
Oh God. All right, let's get into this.
youth.
Oh yeah, it's
Let's have it.
wasted on the young, unfortunately. All right, employers added 233,000 jobs in the month of April. This, according to the Labor Department, that's down from the 303,000 back in March. So hiring is slowing, but still solid despite the continuing high inflation and interest rates. The unemployment rate still hanging around 3.8%. So there are jobs to be had, and everything costs more. So you're going to need an extra job anyway, and they're there.
There
There
you
you go.
go.
It's even, Steven. What else is happening? A meat processor has recalled over 16,000 pounds of raw ground beef. The items were uh, produced April 26th through the 27th and could be contaminated with E. coli. The FDA says the bacteria could cause diarrhea, hemorrhagic colitis, and something else I can't pronounce. Natural uh, ground beef patties, natural lean ground beef, natural Angus ground beef, and natural ground beef sirloin are among the affected meats. Again, it was on that date, and it was, I believe, most of them were sold at Walmart. So if you got your Walmart meats late April, I mean, if you're buying meat now, you're fine. It's not, this is,
Check your
you should
freezer.
have already consumed this meat unless you froze it. So
Okay.
just keep that in mind. There you go. Unless you
Thank you.
want, unless you want to spend the rest of the day in the bathroom and make sure you got a lot of reading material handy because you'll be there a while.
Yep.
Finally, an influx of drug-related incidents is hitting Detroit public schools. According to the superintendent, there have been over 1,700 infractions related to drugs in just the last 3 years. Of course, many of those are related to an increase in marijuana-laced gummies and vape pens. Apparently, like a lot of them are in like Skittles packages and stuff. I don't know. It's hard to discern, real gummies from the fake gummies unless you're noticing, your sophomores, juniors, and seniors kind of,
Getting a little lethargic.
a little lethargy. And that could always, who knows? It could be like Max and just they were playing Fortnite until 3 a.m. and just didn't get the sleep they needed. So you don't know what the hell it is half the
You
time.
can tell if a kid's stoned. I'm sorry. If unless you're a brain dead parent, you can tell if a kid is up to no good.
Yeah, there's a different. I don't how.
Seriously.
And if I were a teacher, how invested would I be in this? Especially if the kids were calm. If it were just a thing where they're just kind of, hey, they're not causing trouble.
I get it that it's
They're
fun
not
to
really
joke,
paying
but this stuff's
attention.
you can't let kids get at this stuff, man. I mean,
Yeah, I've had the talk with Max
just don't
about
do it.
drugs.
Yeah.
He's a teenager. I don't know when the drinking is going to start. He's not seemingly into that. But I told him the problem is your brain is not fully developed until you're 25 years old. So anything you do that stunts that, be it alcohol or be it like marijuana, and I'm not going to pretend marijuana is as bad as heroin or some of this other shit,
Right.
but it's also not the marijuana that you're talking about, the Brazilian stuff, and you didn't know what. A lot of this stuff is more concentrated
It
than back in
really
the
is,
day.
especially in
It
the
can be a little more.
edible
Yes,
stuff.
yes,
It's not
100%.
pitchweed like we grew up with.
Right, it's different,
It's different.
and you don't get those brain cells back, and you're a smart kid, but you ain't smart enough to where you can afford to start losing those at an early
And I'll tell you
age.
this too: if
So
it does start and you get to a panic, sit down with the kid. I'll tell him what it's really like.
There you
And
go.
I don't mean that in a
Yeah,
scare
I know.
tactic.
Look,
I'll sit
no, I
down and
know
I'll
what you're
be
talking about.
very honest with him, and I'll say, "Hey, man,
Yeah,
these are your
and
choices."
there you go. And I'm not overly I'm not any more concerned than any parent would be
I get it.
given the current climate.
Right,
This is just the era we live in. Anyway,
right.
sports. Mets beat the Cubs. Cubs lose. Cubs lose. Cubs lose. 7-6. Tigers were off. That's sports.
All right, it's a process for 1200 today. A little Jeopardy going on.
Oh, I
This
I
one at
like the
first I
category.
thought you were going to really walk away with, but now I've got my doubts.
Okay. Well, I have my doubts too. So we're both doubting me.
Okay. The Fifth Amendment guarantees that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without this.
Oh, geez, I should know. Oh God, I know this.
Oh, you don't.
No, I do.
You don't. 56,300 in the hole.
God, this sucks. I'm
Gonna go farther in the hole right now.
Because I thought, oh, this is gonna be a layup. It's gonna be the pursuit of happiness. Oh, but without this, without
Ooh. That's some thinking music for you.
cause, without proper cause.
That would be incorrect.
What?
It's due process.
Due process. Ah, damn it.
Oh, I wish I wouldn't have slept in government class in the 10th grade.
Oh, I
Dumb
know.
me.
No, I've got U.S. history. I'm good at government. I'm pretty good at. I know all the branches and shit. I thought I knew the Constitution.
Well,
Uh,
this is life, my friend. This is the
That's
air
sad.
we're breathing.
I feel like I've let America down. I apologize.
Let's get you back to civics class.
All 50 states.
Hey, if Adam Sandler can go back to school, so can you.
There you go. Hey, oh God, I would have crushed fifth grade. I'm telling you. You put me back in a fifth grade class right now. First of all, I'm going to dominate on the kickball court.
Yep.
Dominate football. Dominate every sport.
Yep.
And all the state capitals. I could rattle those off like in 90 seconds.
What's the state capital of Montana?
That would be Helena.
What's the state capital of Vermont?
Montpelier.
What's the state capital of Arizona?
That would be Tucson.
What's the state capital of Florida?
Tallahassee.
What's the state capital of Wisconsin?
Madison.
What's the state capital of Oregon?
Salem.
I don't know if you're right or wrong, but good job.
You know what? I'm not 100% on Tucson being the state capital of Arizona, though. You might want to double check me on that one. I might have shat the bed on that, but there you go.
For the final time, here comes the one and only Colton Woods. Have yourself a great day, Dave Cackley.
See ya!
Happy Friday, Muskegon. We have morning rain showers to deal with, but at least the weekend will be nice. So let's take a look at your forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health. Your weather headlines do show we will have some showers to contend with during the morning hours, but during the afternoon, we'll actually start to clear up. So Friday, at least most of the day, especially during the afternoon, will actually turn out to be pretty nice. And that nice weather will continue through the weekend, even though Saturday night does have a chance of rain, but that will likely be during the overnight hours when everyone is sleeping. And then, like this post does say, this is my last Muskegon Channel broadcast, which is pretty sad, but I do have plans after college, and I'm looking forward to those as well. But your temperatures, like I said, it will be fairly nice, especially in the afternoon. We'll warm up to around 70, if not in the lower 70s, further inland away from Lake Michigan. Once that rain shower activity moves to the east, and the future radar does show around 8 a.m. That's when the best chance of rain will be after sunrise, and then it should move out of the area around 10 or 11 a.m. or so, and then we should start to clear up during the afternoon. So today should turn out to be a pretty nice day, actually. So for your Friday, expect a high around 72 degrees with some partly cloudy skies in the afternoon, but we'll deal with those morning rain showers as winds switch to the northwest. And overnight we'll cool down to the upper 40s with mostly clear skies holding on. And like I said, this weekend does look pretty nice. Temperatures will be on either side of 70 with a chance of rain Saturday night though, but like I said, that really wouldn't be too impactful since it's when everyone is pretty much sleeping. And then by the time we get to Tuesday, that's our next best chance of rain and thunderstorms as well, especially Tuesday night. And then after that, temperatures will still be pretty mild, around 70 degrees. And that was your Friday forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health on Muskegon. And I'm Colin Woods Weather, and have a great weekend. And this was my last forecast for the Muskegon channel. So thank you all for sticking around the past 4 years. I've really appreciated you watching me grow. And hopefully I'll see you again sometime in West Michigan airwaves.